Welcome to week 3 of the Elestriad, where ShadyPenguinn 2-0, representing Hephaestus and the Fire Pantheon, is throwing down against IronBoffin, who is 0-2 and representing Demeter and the Earth Pantheon. Shady's gotten off to a really good start, and Boff has faltered just a little bit, but has some really cool cards that they can use to take advantage of Earth strategies and beyond. In this video, we're going to look at these two casters and see which cards they're going to be adding to their card pool for their crucial week 3 clash. As always, leave a comment down below who you think is going to win this one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, you guys can pick up some sweet merch and more at shop.elestrals.com, including my boy Stellar Sluggle here, looking awesome. So make sure you guys check that out. Without further ado, let's find out what these two casters are opening for week 3.
All right, week 3 of the Elestriad is upon us, and today I'm going to be doing my opening for the next round. I was really torn. I was going to go with another starter deck because ultimately I think going with the water or thunder starter deck might be the most competitively advantageous decision, guaranteeing a Circle of the Sky, guaranteeing some other like Shield of Achilles, I believe, is in the thunder deck, so that kind of would have been dope. But I decided, you know what, I want to have some fun. I'm just gonna open up the next 6 packs and see what we can get.
Yo, what's up guys? My name is IronBoffin and I am bringing you my week 3 opening, and I will be opening a thunder starter deck. Now I'm opening a thunder starter deck for my deck building needs because a lot of my packs that I've opened previously from other weeks have given me some cards that would allow me to make a pretty strong thunder deck. I got my Volt Tempest, I have Griffuse, I have a lot of other good cards. So we're gonna put these to use. Not that I don't love the Earth Spirit deck and all these stuff, but I think I can build a stronger, more competitive deck with what I've pulled for Thunder.
And I am hoping to pull a shield. I would like to pull a second shield for my deck. I only have 1 right now. And yeah, that's pretty much all I know that I want to pull. There's nothing else that right now I feel like I'm desperately missing for my deck, or like that I'm not really close enough, it doesn't feel like, to any sort of specific archetype where it's like, if I just get this. I mean, getting a third P-Gust actually is pretty good if I want it. That's not a bad pull. There's a Sorlet as well. We have the Full Eye Forest, Volcanic Forge. That is a numerous one of mine. I have 4 Volcanic Forges now, or 5. And Atlantis, ooh, a Blazerus. Sparklet, nice. This is a really fun card. I'm nowhere near building this archetype, but I love the hand discard. I love being able to discard cards from my opponent's hand. Then we have Signetric. You can reveal 12 Thunder Spirit from your deck in order to special send into Imperial. That's really tough. Speaking of, there's the Imperial right there. And then we have another Terra Atlas.
All right, Boffin's got an interesting choice with the Imperial starter deck. Will they get the Stellar Quackle? Let's find out.
It's cool because we have another chance to pull a Stellar, which would be sick. There we go. There's a nice deck. We got a nice hollow Imperial, only available in the starter deck. So let's go ahead and pop this open. Oopsie. So here is the Thunder starter deck. We start off with an Imperial, nice and hollow, nice and beautiful. Okay, and I think you get 3 Quackles. Doesn't look like I got a Stellar Quackle. Unfortunate. Then you get 2 Cybernetrics. You can reveal 12 Thunder Spirits from your starter deck in order to special send Cybernetric into Imperial. So that's really nice because basically you get this out almost for free. You know, so as long as you have it in your deck, boom, 2 cards let you go get it. We have 2 Toxion. When the Toxion receives 1 or more Thunder Spirits, your opponent must expend a spirit. So that's kind of nice. Little burn deck there. Then we have Galvenom, which I'm assuming is like a, you know, an Elestral line. You'd expend 3 Thunder Spirits in order to target and destroy up to 2 cards. So that's pretty, it's expensive, but the fact that you can destroy 2 cards at once is pretty powerful. For 3, like, it's pretty good. You know, 1.5 spirits out, you know, it works out.
So Mount Olympus. Okay, Island of Aeolia. Drops of Leaf. Reveal any number of cards from your hand, then shuffle them into your deck and draw that many cards +1. So this is a brick fixer, is what I'm gonna call it. Golden Apple of Discord. Discard a card from your hand in order to discard a random card from an opponent's hand and send the top 2 from their deck to their underworld. So it's ditching from the hand like I just said, but I don't have enough of it. Ooh, this is actually a pretty good one. Sharon's Obol. Until the end phase, when an Elestral is destroyed in battle, you can draw a card. This is a really, really interesting one because you can use this to stop your opponent from attacking you. Technically, like, make them have to choose. Do I want to attack and make my opponent draw cards? Or you can use it offensively. If you're going to be destroying a ton of cards on your opponent's side of the field, you want to draw a bunch of cards. That's also very cool. We have Carry On. When this Carry On is destroyed in battle, you can target the Elestral that destroyed it, then take control of that Elestral and move it to your Elestral roll until the end phase. Interesting. Without a main phase 2, I don't really... I guess like there's very niche instances where you can swing this into something and then take an opponent's Elestral and then swing it into something else, or maybe just go for game. That seems very niche. This is our second Peliaquarius. Then we have the Scythe of Dimitir. I always mispronounce her name, sorry. Empowered Elestral gets +2/+3. When the Empowered Elestral destroys an Elestral battle, you can return 1 Earth Spirit from your underworld to your Spirit deck. That's pretty cool. So you get life regen from this. And then we have another Trifernal. Wow, a second Trifernal. I don't think I'd actually end up using 2 of those, so it's not that big of a deal. And we have plenty of Lycaros to spare at this point.
We have a couple of Riceros. I have so many of these hollows. As long as Riceros is enchanted, Elestrals cannot attack the turn they are cast unless they are Thunder enchanted. This little stall card there. We have 2 Sparkets. When you Nexus up to 2, you can Nexus up to 2 Thunder Spirits. When you do, you can look at an opponent's hand and discard a card from it. So that's really nice. You can use a card like P-Gust with that. So that way, P-Gust will send a card back to their hand, or Tornado. I can't remember which one does which. But basically, it's either Tornado or P-Gust. Send a card back to their hand, or Rune. And you can do this and target and destroy the card from it. So that's kind of nice. We got 2 Rabbits. This card is like the meta card. This is like one of the best cards in the set. 2/5, 2 attack, 5 defense. When this Astrabbit receives 1 or more Thunder Spirits, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add 1 to your hand and shuffle the rest in your deck. So, like, okay, cool. I look at 3 cards. Which one do I want? Put the rest in, and it just, you know, kind of gets you through your deck, which is obviously a really big part of TCGs. Okay, we got 2 Joltons. When you normal cast this Jolton, you can search your deck for a Stadium Rune. So this will let us get our, I believe it's Mount Olympus in this deck. So obviously really good to get Mount Olympus. You get a lot of buffs and you can get some protections for your cards with there.
Okay, let's start cooking. Let's start cooking through. We got a couple more packs. Golden Apple of Discord. That's another one. I do like seeing runes out front because then we got another Charon's Obol. Okay, we're kind of popping off here. Then we have Helios' Chariot Ride. The Helios Chariot Ride can be cast during the draw phase. Opponent cannot cast runes this turn. This is actually a pretty good counter rune. Really, really solid. Smoltuga, we have enough of you. Virtuaqua, we have enough of you. Oh, Chrysor, the pig. This Chrysor can attack an opponent's spirit deck directly. When this Chrysor deals damage to an opponent, you can return 2 Wind Spirit from your underworld to your spirit deck. This is like not bad. I might consider running this actually. Once again, I love the passive life gain of being able to use my spirits and then gain them back. Another Carry On, another Peli. Equal Links, you can Nexus up to 2. When you do, target destroy a rune. So very similar to our Kinleo, but for Earth and also for runes. So that's cool.
They give you 2 Boom Bats in this deck, so that's kind of nice. When you disenchant a Thunder Spirit from this Boom Bat in order to target and destroy an Elestral, you play the Boom Bat. You enchant your Boom Bat, and then you disenchant it right away, and you usually destroy something. So they're like little kamikaze bats. They give you a little Spy Nymph in here. When the Spy Nymph is destroyed in battle, you can cast it as an artifact empowering that Elestral. And basically, so if you destroy this in battle, I can cast it again as an Elestral or as an enchanting artifact, and they have 0 attack, which is kind of nice. But it does require 2 Earth Spirits, which is a little expensive in a non-Earth Spirit deck. We have 2 War Mites. You can target an opponent's Elestral and give it -4 attack. That's always really good. I almost ran some in my other deck, but that's a really good card. So that's all of our Elestral creatures.
We got 3 more packs. Still no foils, huh? I'm kind of sitting here. I think we've pulled 1 foil in the Elestriad. We got a Necroth. I also wanted to try to get a full art that could be useful. Ursmog, Urseer, Ignector. Ah, yes. When you normal cast this Ignector, you can special cast the 2 Ignector from your hand or deck in attack position. If you do, you must skip your next battle phase, which why wouldn't you? Honestly. We got Boom Bat. Lycavolt. This Lycavolt gets +2 for each amp up in your underworld. Interesting. When this Lycavolt destroys an opponent's Elestral in battle, you can look at the opponent's hand and discard a card from it. So more discarding. I really like that archetype. Griffuse. You can Nexus Electric or Wind from a Divine Rune. When you do, you can special send this to Voltempest. Ooh, if I had Voltempest, that would actually be viable for me. We have Mustachian, which is our rare. which is a 1/6, which is a very good stat line, and you can expend water in order to swap this Mistoshian's attack and defense until the end phase. This effect can also be activated when an opponent normal casts an Elestral. So pretty cool effect, actually. It is a very defensive rare. It's a very defensive card, and I'm not sad about having that option if we want to go water.
Now into some of the other stuff, which is good because I could use... It's good to open a starter deck because you get a lot of these like Nectar of Gods, extra Ambrosias. You know, you get a lot of more utility cards in a starter deck than you would by pulling packs. So we do get 2 Nectar of the Gods. You guys know what this will do. This is draw 2 cards, classic. We have 1 Ambrosia. You can return up to 3 spirits from your underworld to your spirit deck. So like if you use 3 spirits and they go to your underworld, which is like your graveyard in other games, you can put them back into your spirit deck. So it's like bringing life back. We have Circle of the Sky, which will let you Nexus cards. Nexusing is a really big mechanic in this game.
I'm getting more and more like, maybe I should have just gone starter deck. I haven't really seen anything that's going to make me change completely, and I think drafting another starter deck will keep my opponent on their toes, so I might have to do that again next week. But this is fun too. Drops of Leaf, Golden Apple of Discord, Shiren Zobal, Helios' Chariot Ride. We just got a ton of new runes from doing this, so that is not bad. There's another Arrowmare. I think we already have 3. Yes, we do. I'm pretty sure. Surakun, another Crysaur, so if we really want to run it, we can. Our rare is Tectaurus, and then that is an Earth Spirit. Okay.
We have Deuce. This is our Divine Rune. So when we cast Zeus, we can enchant up to 3 Thunder Spirits on him, and when we disenchant Thunder Spirits from him, we give an Elestral. I can target an opponent's Elestral, make him -3/-3 until the end phase. So that's kind of nice. My Demeter would let me do +3/+3 to mine. Then we have Mount Olympus. Elestrals get +1/+1 for each Thunder Spirit on them. So this is the card. This will help you start running away with the game. If you can get your Stadium up, oh, it's so good. You need to get your Stadiums up. Then we have some Thunderbolts of Zeus. This is our artifact for the Thunder deck. The Empowered Elestral gets +2 attack when the Empowered Elestral destroys an opponent's Elestral in battle, they must expend spirits. If Zeus is enchanted, they must expend 2 instead. So basically, if I attack and destroy a card, even if I wouldn't have dealt damage otherwise, bang, they have to spend a spirit anyway because of the Thunderbolt of Zeus. So that's really good. We have Thunderstorm, which will let you target and destroy a rune. Good card.
Can Shady finally get some Hollow Luck on their last pack? Let's see some last pack magic.
Final pack. This is our 6th pack. This is what we get to open. This is mine and mine alone. No one can stop me. Here we go. Earth Scout, Earth Smog, Earth Seer, Ignector, Warmite. We got a little Foamy. When this Foamy is destroyed in battle, you can special cast an Elestral with... This is pretty good. Not gonna lie, this is an uncommon. This is pretty good. Being able to have this be destroyed in battle, and then I can get a Smoltuga out on my opponent's turn. This is good. That's a good card. We got a second Ivory now, and then we have the Necklace of Harmonia. The Empowered Elestral gets +5 during the end phase. The controller of the Empowered Elestral must expend 2. If they cannot, this Necklace of Harmonia is destroyed. So it's not optional, right? This is not optional. So if I attach this to my opponent's, but there's a lot of rune destruction. I feel like that's not gonna fly right now. But it's cool. It's a cool card. It's like it reminds me of Lava Golem a little bit. Majursa is our rare. So we do have the whole line for this now. This Majursa gets +2 for each bear Elestral on your field. Your bear Elestrals that cost 1 spirit cannot be attacked and cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect. 12/12. Really strong stat line. And then another Earth Spirit again. So we did get a ton of fire here. If we wanted to run bears, we could probably run bears. But truthfully, I think that the wind line is just very, very strong. So I'm probably going to keep on with that. Didn't get any shields, so I was punished by not choosing a starter deck in that regard. But we did get, what is this, 3 Golden Apple of Discords. We got a playset of that now from here on out if I do want to go the discard route and catch someone off guard. We also got at least 3 Obols, okay, and 2 drops of Leaf. So we're kind of sitting here with a bunch of new runes, which is, ultimately what I kind of wanted. I was just looking for shields, so maybe I should just open the starter deck and got the 2 guaranteed shields. But that's it for this opening. We have my cards. I got to start building.
We have 2 Earthquakes, target and destroy Elestrals. These are massive. You need these, so I'm going to actually probably run 3 of these in my deck. We actually have a lot of potential team building now because of a second starter deck, so I'm excited for that. We have 2 Shield of Achilles. This can only be cast after an Elestrals declares an attack. And then we can expend basically spirits equal to their summoning cost or enchanting cost. And I negate their attack and return it to their hand, so they have to respend. I think the spirits go to the underworld, and then the card goes to their hand. So even if they want to play it again, they end up at a net negative effect because they'd have to respend the spirits to play it. We have Pandora's Box. It can only be cast when an opponent activates an effect that searches for a casting card of their deck. They give the effect, and the opponent must send the top 2. Okay, so basically, if the activate an effect that lets them search for something, I cancel the search, and then they gotta discard 2 cards off the top of their deck. So that's actually pretty mean. We'll see if we actually play it. I'm not sure. And then we have, how many Thunder Spirits do they give me on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Thunder Spirits. 1, 2, 3, 3 Earth Spirits. 1, 2, and then 2 Fire Spirits, and then your little how to play card. But that's gonna be it for this video. And hopefully I can build a nice deck with my new Thunder deck. So, catch you guys after. Peace.
All right, Shady's got quite a few starter decks and a lot of packs to work with now. Let's find out what deck they're going to be bringing to take on the Earth's Wrath from IronBoffin.
All right, welcome back to the Elestriad in week 3, ShadyPenguinn's deck builder, our deck profile for the week against IronBoffin. So I'm gonna be honest, now, as I was looking over the card list, the card pool that's available to IronBoffin, there's just so much. He can run like 3 different types of decks at least. So there are basically just some key cards that made me decide how I want to build. One of them being the fact that he has Shield of Achilles, which is why I put mine on top. I only have 1. After this week, I will probably have more because I'm going to go ahead and draft a starter deck, I think. But that's not what we're here for. This card is really good against Pantera. So I kind of, because he has access to it, I just removed it from my deck. I don't know why. I'm just so afraid of Shield of Achilles, like getting so much value off of my Pantera. Yes, I'll have to pay 4, but Pantera going to my hand is like the worst thing possible. So I completely removed Pantera line from my deck. We went back to kind of more of a, we're still mostly wind actually. We're mostly wind, you guys will see, but we have a little bit more of a Fire Friends back in action. But first, let's go over our runes. We have Shield of Achilles at 1. We got 2 Circle of the Skies, just a really good card in my deck in general, almost always. Then we have double Gorgon's Gaze, never leaving my deck ever. We have double Resting on Your Laurels, super good value for being able to pop something when you're behind. We got double Nectar of the Gods as well. And then we have triple Ambrosia. Drawing 2 is great. Recovering life is super, super important, recovering those spirits. Then we have 2 Aeolus still. We're gonna rock out with the Wind Divine rune along with 2 Island of Aeolia. Because stadium cards are super important. You really want to be able to command the stadium. So that is all of our non-Elestral cards in the deck. I believe it ends up being 17. I could be wrong. 3, 4, 6, 8. No, it's definitely not 17. It's an even number. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 16. So we have 24 Elestrals in the deck. And I think that lineup is fine. There are some things that could change. Maybe I run an extra Nectar of the Gods for more draw power, but there's so much toolboxing in this deck that I'm kind of okay with not using spirits on just drawing, but that could be incorrect. I don't know. Help me out here. We are running double Astrabbit, of course, getting to search the top 3 cards of your deck when this thing receives a Thunder Spirit. A Thunder Spirit is really, really good. One of the best cards in the game, in my opinion. And 2/5 stat line, nothing to sneeze at. We have double Elechick actually, because I wanted to really get the value of Aeolus. I think that this Divine Rune is one of the best, if not the best, because it's toolboxing. It's getting to search out 1-drop wind Elestral. So this running double Elechick is like I'm running 4 Aeolus, and I love that. Just a little more expensive because you have to pay for the Elechick. But then you get a 4/1 body. It's not the worst stat line in the world. Having 4 attack is not awful. Then we have a single Jolton, which is going to search for a Stadium Rune. Kind of the same idea. I only have 2 Island of Aeolias, but I want to play like I have 3. So that's why we're rocking the Jolton here. Then we're running a single Boom Bat for removal. You guys know I love me a single Boom Bat. Then onto Water Elestrals, we're still just running triple Smoltuga. Listen, a 2/5 stat line is great, and being able to search your deck once again for something is really, really good. Deck thinning is deck winning. Then we're already onto Fire Elestrals. We have 2 Necrufs, just because it's a good stat line, and getting the extra ping damage of Necruf's effect seems really good in general. Just 5 attackers are great. Then we have a 3 attacker, but of course this is going to be a Fire Nexus. The real point of this I don't know. It's kind of niche, obviously, but like because I'm not running Hammer of Hephaestus, so it's not as good in this build. But I'm still running 2 Kinleo because I think there are times where we could just clutch up with it. You know, that's the whole reason why I'm running it. Then we have onto our wind Elestrals, actually. We have Peliquaris, which is going to search out a Smeltuga. That's this. I just needed a final card in the deck, and I ended up going with this because it's a searcher. Once again, there wasn't any other winds that were calling to my name, and I didn't really want to double up on. If I had another Astrabbit, it would be an Astrabbit, essentially. That's 100% the case. Then we have double Pegasus to pop some runes, baby. I love popping runes and getting a body on the board. Then we have triple Arrowmare because it's one of the best 1-drops in the game with that stat line of 4/5. Incredible with Island of Aeolia. It's a 5/6 1-drop. You could just let it ride. Then, of course, we're running triple Sorlet. Now, Boff could end up having a lot of wind if he wants to. I'm really hoping he doesn't, but he could. In which case, Sorlet will be basically a vanilla and useless if he has a lot of wind, because I learned that Sorlet can only change the battle position of non-wind enchanted Elestrals. So hopefully he doesn't have a lot of wind spirits in his deck. And then this is the big change that we made. So we took out Pantera line, and then we went ahead and added Chrysor, which this is a brand new card for me. So I will read this one out loud, like whenever I put a brand new card in my deck for you guys. The Chrysor can attack an opponent's spirit deck directly, W.com. When this Chrysor deals damage to an opponent, you can return up to 2 wind spirit from your underworld to your spirit deck. So this is gonna go ahead and both put pressure on my opponent and then recover health for me. So I feel like this card is much more valuable than people think. It's like a middle ground for me, right? Because having Cryosaur bounce back to my hand with like Shielded Achilles, since I'm afraid of that card right now, it doesn't feel great, but it doesn't feel as bad as Pantera, right? I could get this back out almost immediately if I have another body on the board, unless my opponent clears me. But most importantly, getting to hit the spirit deck for 2 and then also return up to 2 from the spirit world. So this is a 4 life swing. 4 life swing is a pretty big deal. I think it's a pretty underrated card right now. So that's it. That's my whole deck. I will go over the spirit deck though. I'm not exactly sure how many I have. We're gonna find out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 wind spirits, it looks like. Are we sure only 10? No, 11, I knew it. We got 11 wind spirits. Then we have, I believe, 2 water spirits. And then we have 4 Zaptors, 4 thunder spirits. And we have 3 Vapyro. So we're running 3 Vapyro for the 4 total fire targets. I did take Eruption out of my deck. I ended up not using it last week. So the Eruption streak broke and I decided, hey, you know what? It's actually gonna be okay not to run this thing in my deck. But that's it. That's the deck profile. We're gonna be facing off with Boff. Hopefully it's a good match for you guys.
With IronBoffin opening up the Imperial Thunder starter deck, he's going to have a lot more tools at his disposal to try to build the optimal Voltempest deck. Let's tune in and see what he's bringing this week for week 3.
Yo, what's up guys? My name is IronBoffin and I'm here to give you my week 3 preview, my week 3 deck preview versus ShadyPenguinn. I'm going to show you what I'm running. So I basically, due to some of the cards that I've opened in my booster packs and things like that, I've kind of changed allegiances a little bit from, I was running the Earth Spirit deck with Demeter and, Earth cards. With the packs I pulled, I have chosen to open, you saw my opening, I opened a Thunder starter deck. So I've kind of changed allegiances to Zeus a little bit. And just because some of the cards I pulled make a Thunder deck look real good. So this is my first real attempt at a deck build, so we'll see how it goes. But I had some references and stuff like that, so hopefully it goes well. But without further ado, let me dive into our deck for week 3 versus ShadyPenguinn. First off, I'm running 3 Boombats. We know what Boombat does. He does it very well. I play a Boombat, and if I disenchant him, I can destroy an Elestral. And Shady runs, I think he had a Fire starter deck, so he has cards like Trifernal, Blazerus, very offensive. So if I am able to clear them off without a problem like that, that's good for me. It's worth the trade. Next, I have 3 Quackle. Now, I learned the power of Quackle in my week 2 match versus Drewby, because basically, it gives you a lot of recovery. So basically, with these 3 Quackle, I can recover 9 spirits for the cost of 3. So, that's really good. Recover a lot of Thunder Spirits that way. It can only be Thunder Spirits, so, but that'll be just fine. And he's not too bad on his own. He's a 2/3, and recovering spirits is definitely worth it. Now, I've heard the masses. Astrabbit is one of the best cards in the game, so I'm running 3 of them. He will let me, when he receives a Thunder Spirit, I can look at the top 3 cards of my deck and pick one and shuffle the other 2. This will also work with things like Nexusing and other things like that. So he's going to help me draw the cards I need. So Astrabbit's going to be really good. Next, this is where some of the deck building comes in. I have packed 3 Elechiks. I'm running 3 Elechiks when I normal cast him, I can search for a Divine Rune. So by playing Elechick, I can get Zeus. And that's the goal with him. Then following my 3 Elechick, I brought 2 Spark It. This lets me Nexus, so this will play off of Astrabbit a little bit. And when I Nexus, it kind of will give me a double effect. So not only will I be able to draw if I do it to Astrabbit, but his effect is when I Nexus, I can look at my opponent's hand and discard a card from it. So that's really nice. That's pretty powerful from Spark It. It can play with things like Tornado, which you'll see I'm running a couple of them. Okay, so other than Spark It, my last couple cards here, I got Gryffuse. I didn't want to invest too heavily into bringing out like a boss Celestial, but I do have Gryffuse, and when I can Nexus from a Divine Rune onto him, and when I do, I can special ascend the Gryffuse to Volt Tempest from my deck or hand. So that's a good way to get out Volt Tempest if I feel like it's safe to do so. And then I got my boss Celestial, Volt Tempest. I pulled it. It's a hollow. It's beautiful. And the beautiful thing about this is to kind of follow the chain up. I will already have Zeus in play. So if I already have Zeus in play, he cannot be targeted by an opponent's Celestial card effect or by an opponent's card effect. So I think that means he's pretty protected from, as far as my understanding, he's protected from pretty much everything. So he feels like if you're going to play a boss monster, he feels like he's going to be the one. So that's going to be it for my Thunder cards here. Now I also am dabbling in a little bit of Wind because through my 2 starter decks, I actually got some good Wind cards. So I have 1 Sorlet. He's all I've pulled. I would like to run more Sorlets, but he's the only one. What's cool about him is I can expend a Wind Spirit and I can change the position of a Elestral. So for example, this will work really well if he plays Trifernal because Trifernal has 3 defense. So for his cost of getting out Trifernal, I can play my Sorlet, expend a Wind Spirit, switch him to defense, and then my 1-drop Sorlet defeats his Trifernal. So that would be really good if I can make that work. I only have the 1. I would love to run more this week, but unfortunately that's all I got. I'm also running a P-Gust, a little back row destruction, so hopefully a little back row management. When he receives a Wind Spirit, I can target and destroy a rune, so that'll be nice. There's a little back row management. I definitely, last week, I felt like I invested too much in the back row investment, and it didn't really do much. So this week, I'm investing in a little more Elestral destruction. So I also have 2 Arrowmare. 2 Arrowmare because it's a 4 or 5, 1-drop. Beautiful card. I don't plan on using its enchantment effect, but I could if I need to. Okay, now that is it for my Elestrals. Now let me show you into some of the support I'm running. Put them off to the side. Okay, I'm running 2 stadiums. 2 stadium, 2 Mount Olympus. My Elestrals get +1/+1 for each Thunder Enchanting Spirit. So that could, that will help power up Volt Tempest, past his Trifernal. That'll help a lot, and things like that. I have 2 Thunderbolt of Zeus. This is really cool because I get +2 attack with the Thunderbolt. And then also I get, if I destroy an Elestral, he has to expend his spirit. My opponent has to expend his spirit. And if I have Zeus enchanted on the field, which I probably should because with Elechick and things, they have to expend 2 instead. So that's kind of nice. And then I got 2 Zeus, the man himself. Like I said, I changed allegiances from Demeter to Zeus. When I disenchant a Thunder Spirit, I can give a creature or an Elestral -3 attack, -3 defense. That's super nice because if I do this with my Volt Tempest on the field, Volt Tempest will be stronger than Trifernal in theory, as long as, stadiums and such, before any added effects. So that'll work out really well. Bang. And I'm also running 2 Thunderstorms, target and destroy a rune. I originally had like some more tornadoes and stuff in here, but it's easier with the Quackles to recover Thunder Spirits, so I thought I'd run an extra Thunderstorm. And then I have 1 tornado. Next up, we're going into some of my other stuff. I got 1 Altar of Stars. Again, this is the same idea as Sorlet. If I Nexus a Spirit, and if I do, I can change the position of an Elestral. Perfect. That helps me beat Trifernal a lot easier. If he brings it, I don't know what he's gonna, we're kind of getting deep in here. There's a lot of cards you can build around, but I do have that, so that'll be nice. Then I'm packing 3 Nectar of the Gods. That was a beautiful part about opening another starter deck, is I was guaranteed some extra Nectar of the Gods. Beautiful. So we got 3 of those for extra draw power. Another part of the starter decks is I got another Ambrosia. So we have 2 Ambrosias. These are good because I can return spirits from my Underworld. Mostly these are going to be focusing on trying to bring some Wind Spirits back because I can bring Thunder Spirits back with Quackle, but this is the only way to recover Wind Spirits for me. Okay, next I got 2 Shield of Achilles. This is a way to kind of deal with some of his offense. I can send the cards back to their hand by spending spirits equal to that Elestral's enchanting cost. So that'll help negate the attacks and get them back off the field. And then I have 2 poison tipped arrows. Similar idea. Actually the same idea. I make a -2 attack for the turn, but this is for if they cast them rather than if they are attacking me. So this is also good. So a little couple counter plays there. Like I said, because the fire deck does tend to be very offensive if he chooses to run that. So I tried to bring a lot of management for that. Now you'll see for my spirit deck, I'm only running wind and thunder. So I brought 14 thunder spirits, and then I brought 6 wind spirits, and I got my nice little hollow wind spirit. But all right, guys, that's gonna be my week 3 deck versus ShadyPenguinn, and I hope we do some well. This is my first time really building my own deck. Thankfully it's a little easier because it's sealed, so I only have a limited amount of cards to work through. But hopefully it works out. So I'll catch you guys on the match. Hope it goes well. See you guys. Peace.
I tell you what, it's nice to see these deck profiles shaping up and looking more like real decks at this point in week 3 of the Elestriad. Boffin's got a really cool thunder deck that he's bringing, but Shady's going to be bringing a lot of different elements. He's got some wind, he's got some fire, he's got some water, a lot of different things going on for Mr. Penguin, and he's got those 2 Cryzors, which I think is really cool. We've seen a lot of this Elestral over the last couple weeks in the Elestriad, so we'll see if it's able to do any work in this upcoming clash. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow for this one. You don't want to miss it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.